Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You're now tuning in to my podcast, Difficult People Chronicles. I'm seriously focused, Johnnie, SF Johnnie. Today's episode is called Power. Before I get into this episode, I just want to say I thank you all over the world, for tuning in, and also hope that you all gain off of my lessons or the lessons from other people, the messages, the Q&As, etc. So with that said, let's get into this episode. This is a message and it's called Power. When this message came to me, what came was that God said he's giving whomever power. So let's talk about power. Power doesn't mean control. It means you have the ability, the authority to do some things. And you need to utilize the power that you have. So I feel like whoever this is for, this person is going to get help from other people when they can do it. What power is, it can be, I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say this person is in medical school and someone needs them to do something medical wise. But this person is running around going to ask everybody else, and everybody else is saying no or they're unavailable. God is saying you have the ability to do it. God is giving you authority. He's giving you the power to do it. Another example is if a person, has the power to heal the sick through prayer, but instead they go to the church. They go to the church members. They go to people on their job. They go to people at school and their parents and ask, can you pray for such and such, or can you pray for me, or whatever the situation is. And during this time, when they run into all these places, they running into roadblocks. God is saying you have the power. You have the authority and you need to use it. And it could be, like I said, power to heal the sick. It could be power over your enemies, to like pray that whatever with your enemies, like they leave you alone, or put your enemies under your footstool. You have the power. Or power to, if you feel that something is not right in your marriage and there's some things you need to do, what would be happening in the marriage that you would need power? The right words to say to bring you two back together. And this person is running around town asking people what should they do, how should they handle the situation, what exactly should they say. They writing notes on a notepad, and they go into the Catholic Church and saying their confessions and hoping that the person on the other end of the window is going to tell them otherwise. God is saying you have the power. Stop with the running around, seeking whatever, because God is telling you, whoever this is, he's talking to you. And he's basically saying you have the power to do what you need to do. I know I did an episode some time ago about a message talking about how they need to pray for themselves. This can be a situation as well where the person, whoever God gave power to, they need to pray for themselves. So running around asking everyone, what should you do, or searching, the answer is within you. Like God is giving you authority. So if, like my prior example, if you have two people that are about to separate, and let's say the person doesn't want to separate, and they trying to figure out what is it going to take to bring them two back together. You got to look within yourself and say the right words. God is giving you the power, basically. He's giving you the authority to make it happen. And that's what came to me. Another example would be if a person is not good with finances. So instead of going on the internet or opening up Excel and starting from scratch on the things that they did when they was in school or growing up, they decide to go out into the world and hire somebody who charges a lot of money just to help them get their finances in order or help them balance the books. And everybody they're going to is either overcharging them or not doing what they asked. And now they're frustrated and their back is against the wall. God is saying you have the power and the authority. So All you need to do is put your mind to it and you could get it done. And that's what came to me. Wait, hold on. Let me go in my phone because I wrote down something. The crazy part is that for who this is for, you doing a whole lot. You wasting energy and you wasting time. And you running out of time for whoever this is for. You going all over the world. All over the world. From continent to continent. Looking for the answers. And everything that people are telling you or giving you is not working. And you know this. And it's inside of you. Whatever you need to do is inside of you. So if it's a service that you need, you have the ability to do it. But you don't trust yourself enough to do it. If it's prayer, you have the power to do it. God has given you the power and authority to do it. Okay, so, and I really believe that it's not a situation where those that whoever went to is not getting back to you in time, or they're not calling you, or they just rejecting you, or whatever the situation is. It's the fact that God is saying basically, here, I give you power and authority, but you choose to go elsewhere. So all those other doors is closing because God gave you the power, but you just don't want to use it. And now it looks crazy, like everybody's being phony and trifling. Nobody want to help you. Nobody cares. No, God cares. He's giving it to you. But you're going to all these people when he says that it's inside of you. I gave it to you. And for who this is for, it could be a situation where you don't trust yourself to do certain things. And that's part of insecurities that you need to work on. Yes, you need to work on it. Because I was there where, and it still creeps up every now and then, different things, different situations. But in the beginning, when God came to me and said, podcast, I was like, me? I came up with all these excuses. I mean, a whole heap of them, and not what I'm doing now. So I thought that maybe he wanted me to be on someone else's podcast or write for somebody or work with somebody, anything else behind the scenes, but not literally on the mic talking and doing all this other stuff. Didn't really mind being a life coach, but when it came to the whole podcast thing, I was like, no. And my reason being was that a lot of times when I get under the mic, well, in the past, I used to sound like a kid. And that goes back, like way back, when in the beginning I wasn't a rapper. And my vocal instructor, she was like, I want you to help me with a project. And the project was dealing with R&B. Then it was just like, okay, get in the studio, you have to sing it. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Me, of all people. And it was just like, that's not what I came here for. But then what she did was she developed my voice. And all it took was practice. So without the mic, I sing and I sound normal. But for some strange reason, I get under the mic and I sound like a little kid. And it bothered me. But then practice, and I was able to conquer the whole sounding like Mickey Mouse. And another part of it is that I felt like my vocal instructor was working on my confidence level. Yeah, she was working on because there would be times I would pay for studio time and it was just like we were working on other projects outside of, writing and arranging and things like that. She was working on my confidence because anybody that stepped in front of me would think I was very confident, but I had some insecurities that I needed really to work on that I just tried to bury. So that's why it's important that if God wants you to do something and he's telling you you have the power and authority, you need to do whatever he tells you to do, and he will help you develop it along the way. And focus. Focus. You'll get there. If it's something that's attached to it that's super hard and you don't know where to begin, at least start it off, and then God will send you someone to educate you or give you feedback or help you just finish the project. But God wants you to start and do some things for whoever this is for. So it could be that, it could be praying, it can be, and in praying, it would be that you go and you pray over somebody, and then next thing God will come to you and start developing you as you go along. But you have to start it off because he's talking to you, and you can't just sit on top of it. And you don't want to miss the door of opportunity. That's another thing. You really don't. Because whatever this is can also might lead to something else. So that's it for today. For a one-on-one session, hit me up. Check me out on YouTube. Like, subscribe, smash the notification. Check out my store. All the links is underneath. For suggested topics, email me. Put in the subject box topic. And I'm giving away free 30-minute sessions. Email me, put in the subject box freebie for your chance to win a free 30-minute session. And this is a special that's a part of Mother's Day that's coming up, God's willing. Later.